Hi everybody, my name is Bobby D and this is the Average Joe Hot Rod Show. We're filming outside today, so you're going to have to deal with some ambient noises. It's windy out. It's always windy in Iowa, and there's a train going over in the train yard there, and there was some school kids playing in the school over there, so their bells were going and they were yelling, so pardon any of that you may hear. As you know, when times aren't crazy, and oh boy are they crazy right now, I would be showcasing interesting rides built by everyday average people. Most of those vehicles are vehicles of the past that have been brought back from the dead. And that got me thinking, if those vehicles get a second chance at life, what about the tools that helped build them to begin with, and really help build this country that we live in today? Don't they deserve a second chance? So the other day, I picked up this World War II era Ratchet, dirt cheap, and I don't think this thing's ever been gone through. So let's throw it on the bench in there and see if we can't give it a second chance at life as well. Stay tuned. Now, before we start taking this old J.H. Williams Ratchet apart, if you are interested in winning some free tools, I am doing a 750 subscriber giveaway. I'll put a link to that up in the corner here as of the release of this video. That is still going on, and you can win a free 3-piece set of ratchets from Technic Tools. So go ahead and enter if you are interested in winning some free tools. Now, these are very interesting ratchets because they are just about the simplest ratchet design you can find. They are very coarse, as you can hear. Now, we can count the teeth by just doing a simple 360-degree rotation. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So we're looking at about a 16-tooth ratchet here. Very coarse, but these were made to be industrial type ratchets, although they were used on vehicles and in military applications as well. So they're coarse because you want as much surface engagement on the pawl and the tooth as possible so you don't break anything off. Now, these are very simple to break apart, and one of the reasons I can tell this has never been apart before is in order to get the mechanism out of these ratchets, you have to take this ring out, this retaining ring, and if they have been gone into, almost no one has a spanner laying around. So what people do is they throw this thing in a vise and take a punch and start, getting in the holes here with a punch and just trying to turn them that way, and that almost always deforms or scratches up these holes. And as far as I can tell, I don't see any signs of that. Now, your eyes might be better than mine, but I don't think this thing has been gone through since World War II. These were discontinued sometime around the beginning of the Second World War, and so they had about a 10-year run, if I remember right, from what I can see online, from around 1930-31 to about 1939 when they were superseded by an actual reversing design, because these only go one way. And the way you reverse directions is you push the anvil out, and then you can change directions. You just push back and forth. And one of the reasons these fell out of favor is simply because you can push this all the way out, and then then if you lose it, you have no way of disassembling anything. So, now, I just happen to have a spanner tool. This is not what it's made for, but the pins do fit in. They are a little small. I think these are around a 3mm hole, and these are a 2mm pins on the spanner. But the only thing I did do when I first got this was I sprayed some liquid wrench in here and tapped it with a hammer, hoping that, if it hasn't been apart since World War II, that it isn't locked up. So let's see. Otherwise, we may have to resort to drastic measures, and just in case, I brought something that will definitely open it up if this spanner tool breaks off trying to do so. So we have that, and then I have my trusty assistant with me, a good old beer. Speaking of which, refreshing. Okay, let's see if we can get into this thing. There we go. There we go. So I'm going to pop this out because it is coming out. And sometimes these can be a bit difficult to get out. Well, we'll just wait till we we'll just wait till we get this all the way out. It's out of the way. And props to other YouTubers that do this all the time. This is very difficult to do while having a camera in your way. It is not natural whatsoever. And I have not taken one of these apart before. I just read how to do so. So it's a learning experience for you and for me. Let's hope I don't make an ass out of myself. Okay. Interesting. There it is. And boy, it is... I don't see any damage on any of the teeth, which is good. No chipping. No broken teeth. That's very good. That's very promising. Some, and by some I mean barely any residual grease in there. That's why it was clicking extremely loud. Now, the pawl is just a simple square piece, like you can see here. And I don't see any undue wear on that either. Looks pretty good for being built as late as, I think the last of these were built in 1939. Refreshment break. Now, there is another piece in here, this screw. Now, let me get out a screwdriver, and we'll see if we can take that apart. Okay. Let's see if we can find a bit. Man, these are in there. There we go. Ooh, that's definitely too small. That may do it. Let's clean the gunk out a little bit. See if liquid wrench helped this at all. This is what I'm kind of worried about. Oh, it's coming. Ooh, I don't know if you can hear that. There's definitely grit in there. Okay. Looks pretty good in here. Don't see any rust or anything, so it's been very lightly used, or hardly at all. I don't know. So there's all of your pieces right there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave you guys for a second and go toss all of this stuff in my very small ultrasonic cleaner. I'm going to give this a soak and scrub with some simple green in the sink. So I'll be right back, and we will re-grease this thing and put it back together. Exciting! Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are back from the ultrasonic cleaner. Mine is very small, so I couldn't fit the wrench body itself in. I just had to do it the old-fashioned way with a old toothbrush and some simple green. It cleaned up pretty well. I think I'm going to, when this is all done, hit it with a little chrome polish and see if we can get rid of some of this darker areas here. But all in all the grease came out. It's all nice and clean and ready to assemble. Interesting note, you can tell how they made sure to quality control and quality check these when they put them together. I don't know if you can see that very well, but there's white paint on the gear face, and where that white paint has worn away is your engagement. And like I said before, once I got the grease off too, no real big major issues, no chips, no broken teeth, so everything is looking pretty good. Now, a lot of people wonder what to reassemble these with. Most people just use plain old wheel bearing grease, and that is fine. What I use on almost all my stuff is John Deere cornhead grease. It's a little thinner, which means that if it moves out during use, it tends to, especially during warmer times of the year, to kind of flow back in where it's needed. So it's a little thinner. Most greases that you pick up at your auto parts store are going to be a grade 2, NGLI grade 2. This is a, I believe this is a grade 0, so it's 2 steps thinner. So let's reassemble this and get it greased up and see how she sounds. Oh, one other note. I didn't show you the spring because I forgot it was in there. And when I dug that out, that was kind of nasty and had some corrosion on it because it didn't have any grease on it for, oh, let's see here, 82 years probably. And so what I did is I went to the local hardware store, picked up a brand new spring and cut it down to size and kind of slapped everything together to test fit it real quick to get the tension right. So anyway, I'll be putting a new replacement spring in right there. So let's get it greased up and let's get it reassembled and see how it all sounds. I use these little acid brushes to apply the grease. It works very well. And since this is a coarse tooth ratchet, you can get by with going overboard a little bit on your greases. On a modern fine tooth ratchet, that would be a no-no, because you will actually prevent proper pawl to tooth engagement on the new stuff, like your 72 tooth and up ones. Bristle there. Going to get it everywhere that it rides on the inside of the ratchet head too. Like I said, the beauty of this stuff is it'll kind of work around and go where it's needed. And it's so cheap. Like, I think I paid $4 and something for an entire tube, and I just squeezed it all in that old mason jar. Okay, let's see here. Ooh, I didn't check. Where's the engagement at on this one? Okay, there it is. Okay. Let's see here. I'm going to stick that in there. Grab a rag. Okay, the next part to go in is the pawl, and we can see where it's been riding by looking here. You can kind of feel it too. So we'll grease that up. Since it slides, we want to grease it up so it moves nicely inside. This is kind of a hard thing to do by yourself sometimes. Okay, so we got that. Goes in like so and works its way down. Alright. And we're going to put our spring in. Oops. Our spring in. our plug in there. All right, we can already hear probably. There it goes. There it goes. Yeah, it'll be fine. Dab a little bit more in here. It may have a little bit more back drag because that old spring was real wore out. Okay. Now the retaining ring. Snug that up. Wipe it all down. And this, there's a little detent. I don't know if you can see that in there. And that lines up with this. So we'll just put a little dab on there. Just a little. Oh, look at that. We actually put that in backwards. Okay, well, let's reassemble. Two. Okay, let's try that. Oh, man. Greasy hands. There we are. Greasy hands. There we go. Oh, yeah. Good engagement. Grease is in there real good. It might work out, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it holds up. It's about 70 degrees today. If I have to put thicker grease in, I'll put thicker grease in. But there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. A J.H. Williams American-made S50 Ratchet. Disassembled, cleaned, greased, and reassembled. Built over 80 years ago and good for basically another lifetime. And if you enjoyed this video and would like to see more of them, comment down below and, of course, subscribe. And I will remind you once again to check out up in the right-hand corner the giveaway for our 750 subscriber milestone, where you can win some modern ratchets. Actually, let me pull one out so you can see. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Enter into that contest and you can win a set of Tekton composite ratchets. This is the 1/2-inch drive one, and you can see how it stacks up versus its ancient ancestor. Much smoother, much finer teeth. But yeah, I'm giving a set of these away, 1/2-inch, 3/8, and 1/4-inch in that giveaway. So just pop over to that video and enter if you want to win some free tools. Thank you for watching, and as always, I want you to kick butt, take names, most importantly, kill with kindness. This is Bobby D signing out.